Lexington, Kentucky. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and we've got a team that makes it into the top 25. Now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Kentucky Wildcats. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe, some interesting storylines setting up in this one.
Kentucky got one of the bright young stars in the college football universe. Will Stein has done a fantastic job for the last several years as the Oregon offensive coordinator. Now, an opportunity to run his own program in the SEC. We'll see if Will Stein can get the Kentucky Wildcats back on top as contenders in the South. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes.
And a lot of times when you see running backs catch the football, man, they've got a little bit of space to operate. That's great coverage. Being right there when he catches the ball to deliver the hit, to make sure he doesn't secure the catch, elite coverage.
Under fire. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. And they're starting to bring some noise here on this early 3rd and 10. Mack. Here comes the heat. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. The Wildcats offense will come out to go on the attack for the first time. And we get a look at Kenny Menchie. They'll have to deal with one of the top cover corners in the country in Xavier Brown. They'll start on the ground with C.J. Baxter. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Gets the back moving. Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes the catch. It's Baxter. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game. Mark it at the 47. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
The option, he'll keep it. Makes a stop in the backfield, he'll lose 4.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes a catch. No chance to run, but they still move it forward.
Well, the short passing game is a great go-to for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play. So this can certainly open things up later on.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that. First possession, force a 3rd down. You want to shut the home crowd up, sack the quarterback, create some momentum. Now you're getting the football back to your offense, probably with great field position.
The Wildcats will have to send out the punt team. Gets it away, good distance, but more importantly, just the direction he wanted. Here comes that Alabama offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Pushes ahead for one. It's 2nd and 9. Just barely picked up a yard with that last completion. It's 2nd and 9. They'll go play action with Mack. Fires to the tight end. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. We'll get a stoppage here for an injured player for the Tide. That's the junior offensive lineman that they're counting on. We hope he can return to play soon. 3rd and 6 yards to go. Throwing Mack. He's got him. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
How good has this defense been coming in? They've had a plan for this receiver. He's one of the fastest guys in all of college football, but he has just not been able to get loose or make anything.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. Trying to do it on the ground. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. He'll start this drive firing. Got out of trouble and throws. Pulls it in. It's Rodriguez. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. See his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
The Wildcats can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. The give on the option. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Just inside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 19. This time he wants to throw. Here's the pressure. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
Off the play fake. Almost had the completion, just missed it.
Tight ends are supposed to be the quarterback's security blanket, especially down here in the red zone, and that time, he just dropped it.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. The kicker will reach for a 36-yard attempt. Right down the boulevard. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and Kentucky has the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. And they got the completion, but no yards. Now they need to go forward to avoid a 3rd and long. Quarterback keep. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and how about the QB? Calls his own number and all these options, obviously multiple plays. He decides to stick with it, get some positive yards, and now what's next off of that? What's my next read off of that? How am I going to mix things up and keep this defense off balance?
Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. Austin Mack makes the grab on the left. Looks like Alabama will pick up the first down.
And that's an encouraging sign to see for this offense. Last possession, they had to punt. Now 3rd down. They get to 3rd down right away. Execute at a good level. Move the sticks. Maybe get some momentum going here for this offense.
The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. The run inside. It's Hill. Crosses the 45. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Mack. He lobs one high down the left side. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
And I feel like that was predetermined. They told him in the huddle, man, chuck that thing down the field. Like, haven't run the ball well, haven't thrown it well. They haven't really gotten started off on the right foot in this football game. It looks like they're still searching for answers, for something that they can get some momentum going.
Mack from the gun on 3rd down. Makes the catch. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
They'll go play action with Mack. Makes the grab. It's Edwards. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And, you know, Alabama at the quarterback spot, obviously, you need that great player. When they've had the great player, these teams have been really, really great. The last couple years, man, you've kind of seen the inconsistencies come out at that spot. So finding that next guy, critically important.
It is critically important. I think what's interesting about Alabama at that quarterback spot, too, is a lot of other programs, they reload the position through the portal. But when you think about Alabama, they kind of grow it internally from guys they've recruited who have waited their turn and then finally show up. Ty Simpson was one of those guys. He waited his turn year after year to get his opportunity, and I think they feel like they've got the guys inside the building already that can take over the spot and lead this team to a national championship.
Trying to hit the sideline on the right. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Third and 6 yards to go. Throwing, Mack. Pocket breaking down. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity. Timeout taken by Kentucky. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And the field goal unit is on the field. And this will be a 41-yarder coming up from the right side. Splits the uprights. It's good. Now, there is a flag down on the play, but when you knock through a field goal from that distance and you're not going to get the first down, I think you just keep your points. This could turn out to be a huge penalty. Thought they were going to have to settle for 3, and now the offense back on the field with a chance for more. There's some room, and he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide! Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the scoring play came on the 12-yard run. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll start on the ground with C.J. Baxter. There he goes! Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Looking to throw on first down. With the catch, it's Anderson. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
Could that be the play that finally wakes them up? Just not a lot of good going on offensively here in this first half. They've only got 3 points to show for their efforts. They haven't been throwing it a lot, but they took a shot there. They got a chunk play. Now they're in a position. They need to score a touchdown here before the half is over.
On target. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
And the Wildcats can really attack on this second and short. Here's a give to C.J. Baxter. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Basic run plays. I don't need a bunch of complicated stuff sometimes. I just need to get the first down and get the sticks moving.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Caught in the backfield, it's Miller. Kentucky spins its second time out here. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. He'll pull it down and run. He's finally brought down, but he takes it all the way to the 6.
Man-to-man coverage is a great opportunity for scrambling quarterbacks to take off and run because everybody on defense who's covering has their backs turned to the quarterback, obviously, because they're chasing an intended receiver or target. So good job that time by the quarterback knowing I've got man coverage. If it's not open, I can take off and go make something positive happen.
And he's in. Pounded his way in for the score. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Coaches talk all the time about finishing halves. Man, that is perfect execution down the stretch. Take the lead, take most of the clock, and you get the ball coming out. Way to close this first half. Great execution.
Lining up to add another. And the extra point gives them a 3-point lead at 10-7. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Hill. Good gain there. Picks up the first down, and now maybe this offense attacks before the half. The Tide will have to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Austin Mack looking down the middle. A strike downfield. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They'll have just enough time to get 1 more snap before the half. Back to pass, it's Mack. Throws toward the end zone. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lexington, but let's just go with notable. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Kroger Field.
Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. Here comes the Kentucky offense out onto the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
On first down, it's Baxter again. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Keeps it on the option. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They go back to C.J. Baxter. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Running inside, it's Baxter. Could be an alley. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
And this defense, man, they've got to find some answers. They've been less physical than the offense. They've owned the line of scrimmage. They're running the football, putting a drive together. All right, Now in the red zone, field shrinking. How do they handle this situation? Bring more bodies, be more physical, be more aggressive.
Running the red zone, it's Baxter. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
You got to love the physicality up front by the defense there, allowing only a minimal gain. These are big bodies on the D-line. They eat up blocks, allow the linebackers to run free and make stops.
After run, now throw. Tight end finds a soft spot. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
That quarterback has a hose. That dude can throw it through a car wash and not get it wet. Great job of putting that ball on a line to his wide receiver.
The Wildcats have it in scoring position on first and goal. They'll move the tight end. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And for quarterbacks throwing the ball down this close to the goal line, because there's so many bodies in such a small space, oftentimes routes take a little bit longer to develop, and it forces quarterbacks to have to hold on to it a little bit longer. That's the risk and danger with throwing the ball so close to the goal line. You might get sacked.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Pulls it on the option. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Wildcats!
Well, they go back to the option play. Now, this is the second time, Pollock, this QB has scored running this scheme offensively.
Yeah, and as a defense, you got to understand when you're playing the option, it's responsibility football. I got to stop my assignment. I can't get caught in somebody else's business. You can tell this defense not really ready for this quarterback run game. They better figure it out, or it's going to be a long game.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. So it's an 80-yard drive, and what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They'll toss it to the left. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
Mack fires to the wideout. Finds his man. It's Rodgers. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.
That's a real good-looking throw, and I know at Alabama recently they've had a lot of different quarterbacks, and they've also had a lot of different guys calling plays. But one thing that's never seemed to waver is how explosive the offense has been, and the big reason is because of the efficient play they've had consistently year in, year out at the quarterback position as well. They recruited extremely well. They coach these guys up, and this is a guy who loves football, loves the X's and O's, and you're seeing it translate onto the field right now.
We've reached the break, and Kentucky is on top. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Throwing Mack with the catch. It's Hill. Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him out of bounds, and this offense trying to put something together.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. Fires on the move. Got his man downfield. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36.
Well, you got to think here offensively that you may have 2 more possessions in this game. You can still win, but you've got to be aggressive. You've got to start taking shots vertically down the field, throwing to your best players.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another 1st down. Looking to pass. It's Mack. Fakes to grab. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch to these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Edwards. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions, got to continue to get these 1st downs, move quick, don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Oh, they're after him. Caught outside on the right. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
And this offense is going to have to do more of this, right? They're going to have to be aggressive, attack the sidelines. They're going to need some big plays, trailing late in this football game, but they've also got to be smart and be mindful of the clock.
On 1st and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. The receiver on the jet sweep. And he breaks the play. Touchdown Tide. And the Tide answer.
I love the jet sweep call. They're close to the goal line because it's a bang-bang play. He's in motion. The quarterback gets the ball right away, hands it off, and there's just too many things happening too quickly for the defense to be able to find the football, and they're able to run it in for the score.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they finish it off with a short plunge into the end zone. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. They'll start on the ground with C.J. Baxter. At the 35, he's loose. Talk about a timely run. Gets the 1st down. Clock keeps moving as they try to finish the deal.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
On 1st down, it's Baxter again. The Tide will have to call their 1st timeout. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing, you need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
The handoff as they run the counter play here. Finding some room. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. They'll stop the clock for an injured Wildcat. That is the senior offensive lineman who's shaken up. Holly Rowe will check on his condition. It's a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. Alabama calls its second timeout of the half. They've got one timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. Handoff for Baxter.
Well, this offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Now facing a 3rd and long. The run inside. It's Baxter. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
And this defense has got to be jacked up, man. They finally forced the 4th down, right? They've gotten a couple of first downs, got some things going, but I think it's decision time for this offense. And this D's got to do it one more time, right? They've got to get another play, a big 4th down stop here to get some of that momentum and get the football back.
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And he got it! Still a one-score game, and they've got a little breathing room.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth, man. 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Austin Mack. He'll get rid of it. Got his man on the right. Breaks into the open. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line.
What a play call in a 2-minute situation. They find the shot opportunity, and they take advantage of it, flipping the field. They've now put themselves in a chance to come back and win this thing.
One big play, and you go from a little backed up to threatening. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. To the air, it's Mack. Spits it out to the back. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
Yeah, and this is the time where I'm a defense. I'm slow to get up. I'm making sure I stay on that offensive player. I'm trying to eat up as much clock and make this offense burn as much clock, Palmer, as I can.
And this coaching staff right now, you know they're looking at the analytics too, right? How many timeouts do we have left? We want to think about dialing up some play calls that get guys catching the football or get the ball out of bounds to stop the clock. You've got a good rhythm right here. You're in a good position of the field to go win this thing, but you've got to be really smart with your play calls.
A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. Calls his own number. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets him a first at the 29. This is a situation you dreamed of in the backyard, but now it's for real. One last chance late. Throws toward the end zone. In the end zone, he's got it! Touchdown, Bama!
Man, that drive right there is exactly what you dream about. That's how you want your offense to perform. Under a clutch situation, you take the ball down the field, get the score, and now an extra point away from taking the lead late in this ball game.
And wait just a second, the official's going to take a second look at this one. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. The play will stand. And the extra point gives them a 1-point lead here in the 4th. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they covered the final 29 yards with that touchdown pass. Here he comes with the return. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Wants to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete. Makes the stop at the 29-yard line, but not before he gets 15 on that play. Timeout taken by Kentucky. It's their first. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. Punts it out of the air. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. They'll use a timeout with 26 seconds left on the clock. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Got him downfield. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining. A huge pressurized kick coming right now as this game hangs in the balance. And this to put them on top as we get close to closing time. Smashes it between the uprights. And the sideline celebration is on as they've taken the lead in the final minute. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Mack. Pressure coming. Here's a throw downfield late. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. So he just lost track of where the line of scrimmage was. The illegal forward pass will wave off the play. Penalty will be accepted. Back to throw, it's Mack. He's taking a deep shot. It's incomplete. A last gasp effort, and the defense finds a way to survive it. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiler.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.
That's going to do it for us here. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.